Hello, I'm David Pace, and this is Bruce Aberson. We started having gatherings like this probably about 18, 20 years ago to recognize the board members. And then the Night to Unite came into being, and we decided we should continue it and moved back a couple weeks. And so this is probably about the 18th or 20th, Bruce?
Well, actually, it even goes back beyond that, because when we first moved in here, which was 1986, we started having a picnic night gathering from the initial people that moved in here, and started out with maybe 8 or 10 houses represented, and then it grew from there.
It's a second association on to the north of us, and they're here tonight. So we have about a total of 64, 65 tonight, which we're very excited about.
We won free catering from Outback, and they're here to serve us chicken and ribs.
I think it's important for the neighbors to get together just locally and relax, and we do have some new neighbors moving in, and it's a good way for us to get to know them and hopefully help them feel that they made a good choice to move into the Ferriswood community.
This community does not have a large turnover. Most people that originally bought here in the 80s, many of them are still here, and the ones that have moved in have stayed here.
Oh, I've lived here since '55 in Roseville. Well, it's just nice to see our neighbors. We don't see a lot, you see several of them, but it's just nice to see all of them.
Gives us an opportunity at least once a year to all gather together as a neighborhood.
And we appreciate when the police and the firemen come and see us. And it's a good feeling when we see the police cars go by here.
I'm hosting a Night to Unite party. It's an event where our neighbors can come together and meet each other, and we can discuss neighborhood topics in the meantime while we're enjoying some good food. I read a study somewhere once that said that the more you know about your neighbors, actually your happiness level increases. The Lake McCarran's Neighborhood Association, it's about promoting our neighborhood, and we do so, the entire board is all volunteer, and all the proceeds that we raise, which is $10 a household per year, goes back into the community.
At least 15 years ago, we formed the Lake McCarran's Neighborhood Association. I was on the founding board member of that. And that was one of the things that we were trying to do, is to establish the neighborhood and get to know people and get people involved around common causes and get us to be able to work with the city in a positive way. The Neighborhood Association's been really good, particularly when expressing our concerns to the city council and to the city. When we have a problem, we go to them, we talk, we look for positive solutions. It's always some way of advancing and getting our communications to our needs. The city will pretty much bend over backwards to help you, but they have to know what you want. I'm also known as the wine guy in the neighborhood. I live on South McCarran's. If you drive by, you'll see my vineyard. So McCarran's Vineyard. So at these parties, I always bring the sangria. The Night to Unite party has been a real community gathering device. I moved here in 1980, and at the time, we were the new people in the neighborhood with lots of the older generation here. So my wife and I have now been here for 32 years. We've seen the community really come together. And when they redid all the streets and put the pathway in, that kind of opened it up, the walkway for the neighbors to meet each other. And so that really started people talking, people walking up and down and getting to know their neighbors. When we first showed up here, we had 3 kids. We were coming in as the generation that had bought the original houses were retiring or moving out. And in the last 32 years, we've seen it really grow with a lot of young children and families. And the neighborhood's vitality has changed and actually grown quite well.
Recently, in February, we started nextdoor.com website. And now we have over 150 people on it. In our neighborhood has 800 people, so we're working on it. But I believe that it helps people know each other more. And the more you know each other, the more you can bond. And that's a good thing.
Come everybody to the amazing Lori Street party. And we had an awesome time. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Trust me. It was awesome. Come everybody right now.
Nextdoor.com is a private social networking site that anyone in any city, any neighborhood could actually go on and create their own neighborhood to try and connect with their neighbors. And we now have 999 people. As of this morning, 999 people in Roseville have signed up for it. So it's an opportunity to to connect with their neighbors. So in my neighborhood, we've already got 49 people have signed up. So it's 49 people that I really didn't know before and didn't have an opportunity to connect with. On a neighborhood and civic engagement task force and thought, well, I should have a party. So I did a block party, and I did it because I had one neighbor who said she'd come and sit on my deck with me so I wouldn't be completely embarrassed because I didn't know who would come. And we had 35 neighbors on just my block show up, so 50% of the household. So I thought everyone really wants to connect. So this makes, really, it's getting to know your neighbors and having a sense of community and people taking care of each other. So for me, it's about helping seniors, but it's also, that's good for everyone, the seniors and all the young families and everything. So just the idea of connecting, it's just better for everyone. People are so isolated these days and need a way to connect, and Nextdoor is one way to do that. What I'd really like to do is start maybe a competition between the Nextdoor neighborhoods. So maybe we could do like talk to the schools and see if they need a book drive. So maybe we could compete, our Roseville Library neighborhood compete against the Roselawn neighborhood and try and do some other things to help the community in general. There's some really amazingly strong neighborhoods in Roseville. I mean, some really neighborhoods. It's really inspiring, the things that they're doing, the parties that they're having, the connections that they have. And I wish more neighborhoods could be like that. And it just takes one person in a neighborhood to start that.
First the police, then the fire department, and then it was the recycling people. And we got tattoos. Da 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 da.